it's a little bit difficult to attack.
Oh. Benny, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. Arne, I thought first half the way you came back, you looked the likelier to go on and win that. So from your perspective, what changed second half that enabled PSV to regain the initiative?
Mainly the goal, I think. Although in the start of the second half, before they scored the goal, we already struggled more than in the first half. We had more problems, or I wouldn't say problem, but we had more difficulty in being as aggressive in the press as we were in the first half. That had a bit to do with Hugo Ekitike, who straight after half-time felt his back a little bit, and that's why his press wasn't as aggressive as the first 45 minutes. And I know, because I follow the Dutch league, if you are not aggressive enough against PSV, they have players that can outplay you, because they're a very good team, very good football players on the ball. And that's what we saw in the second goal they scored. But again, after they scored the second goal, I think we had our chances to equalize. But not for the first time this season. We don't take the chances we have.
We obviously saw individual mistakes as well for the goals. I know there probably wasn't enough of a push maybe on Virgil for the penalty as the arm went up. Mo could possibly have done more for the second goal, and there was a mistake from Konate for the third. I mean, what do you put those individual errors down to at the moment?
I think it's always about the team, and I think we are all we can all do better. Individuals, the three you were talking maybe about, but I think this goes for everyone, including myself. So I don't think this is the time to emphasize on individual errors. It's more the time to talk about the team instead of the individual errors, because individual errors are made in football, and we have to make sure that if we make them, we how do you say this? React or make it up. I think that's the better word, to make it up, and so that it doesn't lead to a goal. And if it does lead to a goal, that we are good enough then to come back into the game, and that's a team thing and not an individual thing.
Just to check then, take it the Konate substitution was purely tactical rather than taking him out of the firing line.
Yeah, I find that one difficult, because up to the moment you were just describing, I think he played a good game. But if you go 3-1 down, I think what I've always done and what I will keep doing is then bring an extra attacker in. And I found that hard, because I knew that the outside world would probably then focus even more on the error he made. But I think it was the decision I had to make, but unfortunately it didn't lead to anything, except then that they scored the 4-1.
Is it too dramatic to say the players are a bit shell-shocked at the moment? What are you seeing from them in the dressing room?
What does shell-shocked mean?
Bereft of confidence, just a bit shocked at the way things have gone over the last few weeks?
I think it's a shock for everyone, for the players, for the journalists over here, for me, for everyone. This is a shock. That is very, very, very unexpected if you look at the quality we are having. So is it a lack of confidence? I didn't see that in the first half. Of course, it's hard if you concede straight after losing 3-0 straight into this game. You concede a goal, but I saw the mentality that these players have shown so many times since I'm here. Came back in a way you would like to come back, so created chances. We kept them on their half. And after another setback by conceding the 2-1, I also saw us creating chances again to score the 2-2. But in the end of the game, I did saw that it affected maybe one or two players, that we were 3-1, 4-1 down. Yeah, that's true.
Arne, you said there needs improvement from everybody, including yourself. But do you think it's there's been discussion about your position? Do you think that's fair after somebody who has won the title 5-6 months ago?
I don't think it's important if it's fair or not, but that it's normal, that I understand. If any manager around the world loses football games, let alone so many as we've lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that. And if that's fair or not fair, that's for other people to judge. But that it's normal, I think it is, that if you lose so many times, that that people start talking about that. Yeah.
Could you just check? Did you say with Hugo it wasn't a specific kind of injury for him when he came off?
No, I don't know how you
more...
say. He felt his back spasm
Back
or
spasm,
back spasm. Yeah.
Just one behind me.
Arne,
Ja.
goedenavond. Je spelers maken fouten die we helemaal niet van ze kennen, van dit soort topspelers gewend zijn. Er zijn ook goede fases, maar ze maken soms hele gekke beslissingen, gekke keuzes. Wat kan jij daar als trainer mee? Je zei dat je altijd de verantwoordelijkheid op je moet nemen, maar je ziet het gebeuren. Wat kan je ermee en hoe kom je hier nog uit?
Nou, ik zie ze niet 90 minuten lang gekke keuzes maken. Ik zie ze over het algemeen hele goede keuzes maken. Dat leidt er ook toe dat we over het algemeen ongelooflijk dominant zijn in wedstrijden. Alleen wat ik wat minder zie is dat we vanuit de vele goede keuzes die we maken, dat dan ook omzetten naar goals. En op het moment dat we dat niet doen, ja, dan blijft een wedstrijd constant, kan beide kanten opvallen. En dan, op momenten, zie je inderdaad wel eens een keus die, of nou niet een keus, maar een uitvoering van een actie die je niet misschien gewend bent. Maar dat heeft denk ik ook wel een beetje te maken met het feit dat de score dan ook is zoals die is. Dus op het moment dat je dan misschien vanuit hoe je speelt 1-2-1, 3-1 voor staat, dan denk ik dat je ook die uitvoering van die acties die we nu wat meer zien dan minder zouden zien.
Het is een merkwaardige situatie voor heel Liverpool, al deze nederlagen. Je merkt het ook, er komen vragen zelfs over jou, nadat je ze vorig jaar kampioen hebt gemaakt. Ja. Voel jij je nog helemaal zeker en veilig van je plek op dit moment als hoofdtrainer van Liverpool?
Ik denk dat het altijd zo is dat een trainer zich tot de laatste dag veilig voelt waar hij zit. En ik heb dat ook eerder gemerkt dat ik heel veel steun krijg van bovenaf. Alleen ja, het zou ook prettig zijn als we dat nou eens een keer gaan omzetten in overwinningen. En ik denk dat het ook zo hoort te zijn dat zolang een trainer ergens werkzaam is, dat je hem het gevoel geeft dat hij nog de juiste trainer voor je is. Maar dat je dat niet doet, zou ook een beetje gek zijn. Hè? Dus dat gevoel heb ik zeker. En het is niet voor de eerste keer dat we bij deze club in een moeilijke situatie zitten nadat we kampioen zijn geworden. Maar ja, het zou toch wel een keer tijd worden dat we wedstrijden gaan winnen, dat is duidelijk.
Arne, are you worried about your position as manager with all the defeats? You said on Saturday that there's a way out with the quality of the players, yeah. But if the quality isn't showing itself, what happens?
I don't agree with you that the quality isn't showing itself. I see enough moments that players show their quality, but it doesn't reflect in the score or in the results. That is clear. But no, I'm not worried. What I mean with that is that my focus is on other things than worrying about my own position. I try to analyze, try to help the players as much as I can, and it's obvious that I don't do it in the way I did that last season because when you talk about individual errors, I think that's also something that comes from a team effort. So again, I need to do better, and that's why I'm trying to do every single day to improve the team, and that is where my main focus is, to be honest.
Just one the front here.
Hi Arne, it sounded like you said in Dutch that you got support from people above you. I mean, have you had those conversations with Richard Hughes, with people like that about your own situation at the moment?
Yeah, but not in the sense that they tell me every single minute from we support you, we support you, we support you. But we talk a lot if we are winning last season and if we are losing, and then they're helpful to me, to the team. So yeah, we do have those conversations, but they don't call me every single minute of the day to tell me that they still trust me. But we do have the normal conversations, and in those conversations I feel the trust, but haven't spoken to them after this game yet. So let's see.
One the back.
Hi Arne, wat vond je van PSV en waarom kregen jullie geen grip op ze de tweede helft?
Ik vind dat PSV heel erg goed kan voetballen als je tijd en ruimte geeft. Dus dat moet je zoveel mogelijk voorkomen. En dat hebben we in hele kleine fases in de tweede helft niet gedaan. Waardoor zij dan in staat zijn om een paar schitterende aanvallen op de mat te leggen. Waar ook de goals uitkwamen. Alhoewel de derde natuurlijk geen schitterende aanval is. Maar een fout van ons. De derde goal van hun. Maar de tweede goal was een schitterende aanval. En ik moet eerlijk zeggen dat ik niet het gevoel had dat de wedstrijd zich voornamelijk op onze helft afspeelde. Maar als jij daar een ander gevoel bij had, dan kan dat. Dus ik denk niet dat we heel veel balbezit hebben gehad gedurende de hele wedstrijd. Maar dat er ook fases zijn dat de spelers van PSV elkaar makkelijk kunnen vinden, die heb ik ook gezien. Ja. Ja.
Juan de Francia.
Arne, with all the talk about your job in here, how do you feel personally? Are you going home after these defeats, and how long does it take you personally to get over defeats in this bad run of form?
Long. Longer than after a win, because after a win you're straight away focused on the next one. Now you try to find answers as much as you can, but that's not as simple as people might think it is, because if it would have been that simple, I would have used those answers for us to start winning again. But the focus is, as always in football, is mainly also about trying to prepare them for the next game. And preparing them is not only tactically, that could also mean that I need to have individuals conversations tomorrow, or team conversations with players. I try to put as much effort in as I can to improve the situation. Not only me, by the way, my staff does the same, and the players are putting in a lot of effort as well. Although sometimes when you look at 3-0 loss, 4-1 loss, you tend to feel as if we don't do enough. But again, today I saw a team that was trying after multiple setbacks, but unfortunately not able to get a result.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations on that win. How do you keep your players, how do you keep them on the ground after such a fantastic win with a real sense that the momentum is building?
Well, first of all, I have to praise our players, because I think they had an incredible match against, in my opinion, the best team in Europe. And individually, we were immense to resolve all the challenges that these teams brings to the table. And after, yes, they know how hard we work to prepare for every single game. We know that the margins are super small. We started the week really well against the Spurs, winning here at home. Today is another massive victory, but that's it. Now go to home, have a nice dinner, and tomorrow morning we start to prepare Stamford Bridge.
John from the Mirror.
Mikel, if you describe Bayern as the best team in Europe, where does that second half performance from you and the way you dominated that game leave you? And, you know, do you really feel as if, having built momentum and gone closer in this competition, you can go a lot further and really win it this year, be serious contenders?
Well, we certainly been very, very consistent in the competition so far, but it's just the beginning. We are so pleased with what we've seen today. Again, the energy that we created in the stadium, what the team transmit, the energy that we bring, the quality that we play with, it's incredible, and we have to maintain that because it's still very early, and unfortunately every 3 days you have to do it, and that's the beauty of it as well.
Alex from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel. You speak about progression all the time and big moments in competition. Does that feel like a big moment, first time beating Bayern Munich in the Champions League since 2015?
Well, they're a top side. I think they haven't lost in 20 or 21 games, no? And you see the record. So you know the difficulty of that. So we managed to do that in one game. That's great, and that shows as well the capacity that we have. And I'm very pleased as well with some of the players that they've been given the opportunity today with all the injuries that we have. The ones that they started, the ones that they came as well to finish the game. The impact was immense, and that's what we need. Everybody connected at that level.
Hi, Mikel. How enjoyable is it as a manager when you look at the bench and you can see Noni, Gabby, Martin, and you know you can just change the game with that kind of depth and that kind of strength? Obviously, it's something still quite new.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm very happy. When I was looking at the bench of Bayern, the same. You know, I look at the players that they are coming in and they can change the game. So that's what you require at this level. We certainly have improved that, not only with the quality, but as well with the mindset of the players coming in. And that's something that is making a huge difference for us.
James from CBS on this side.
Mikel, sort of two questions in one. Can I just check on Leo's status and what that injury was? And, you know, looking ahead to Chelsea, how on earth do you just pick 11 players when you have so many playing well?
With Leo, we don't know. He said he felt something. We didn't want to take any risk, obviously. And for the second one, because we know. And you just have to watch the game that they played against Barcelona yesterday to understand how difficult and tough and what a good team Chelsea are. So we know tomorrow we start to prepare and we go from there.
Tom Cook, London.
Mikel, Noni Madueke let out an almighty roar when he scored. It felt like relief to get that first goal, especially after his injury. How pleased are you to see him get that first one on the sheet?
Very happy. He's worked incredibly hard to come back. I think he was in a great moment before he got the injury. He's one of the players that he was performing at the highest level. And now we got him back. He played on the left, he played on the right. He gave us something as a different edge in that front line. And very pleased to see him. And hopefully many more to come.
Darmesh from Sky.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You've gone 3 points clear at the top of the Champions League table now because of Inter's defeat. Is there a big aim to try and qualify as quickly as possible because of the number of fixtures that you've got on what's going to be 4 different competitions?
Yeah, obviously, in any competition, the quicker that you can wrap it up, the better. But we know the difficulty of that. We still have very, very difficult games ahead of us, but we are in a really positive position at the moment.
Hi, Mikel. How did you think Mascara played, and how did you make that decision between choosing between obviously Mascara and Nkapia? Because he obviously played well recently too.
I think he was really good. Yeah, with Piero as well. We need to understand where he's coming from. He came from Ecuador after playing 290s, big trouble. Played the derby, the first start that he had in the Premier League, and he finished the game very, very tired. And yeah, that's a good thing that we have Mosque can play in different positions. He was superb, I think, both together with Willie.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel. I mean, just given the injuries you've had this season, I mean, generally, are you ahead of where you thought you'd be? And how much more is there to come from this group?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we didn't predict to have that many important players out. But the good thing is the way the team reacts constantly. And players have to adapt to different positions. I think, for example, what Mikel is doing today, I think it's incredible. As a nice, so big compliment to all of them because they are so willing to play, so willing to bring joy to this club and to win football matches. That's what we have to carry on.
Okay, last two gentlemen here in the cap.
Hi, Mikel. Two years ago, you lost a very tight one in the quarter-finals. So what would you say is the difference between the team now and the team 2 years ago? What are the improvements?
We are different. They are different as well. It was a different stage in the competition. There are very thin margins there in that tie as well, and the way we went out. But that's part of the past. Hopefully, we learn. We are better, and we're going to have to show that.
And finally, down to Jimmy.
Hi, Mikel. I just wonder about Calafiori, the instructions that you gave him coming on the field. Because within a minute, 2 incisive runs. That second run, a really wicked ball in between the keepers, 6-yard box. Very hard to defend against. That second goal was all about Calafiori today.
That's exactly what I told him. Get the ball, go to the flank, cross the ball between the centre back, the keeper, and score a goal. I like it because he has such an attitude and aura, and he comes in to make things happen, and he's always so positive the way he plays. So great that players come with that mindset.
Okay, guys. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Good evening, Thomas. I don't know where you even begin to sum up a game like that, but your first words to me last night were that the performance is always more important than the result, and that is surely a performance you're very proud of.
Yeah, definitely. Pleased with the performance. It was the
reaction I wanted from the players, from the team. Been working very hard on that. The players, the staff, me, to make sure that we responded well and bounced back, because that's crucial after a bad performance. Today I saw more identity of the team. We want to create much more character, personality, aggressiveness. 3 words you need to have in any team, no matter how you want to do, how you want to play, whatever formation, whatever. Today we saw it. That I'm pleased with. Of course, I think it was a performance that was up there where we could get something out of the game, a draw or win. So that's a little frustrating thing, that we concede some goals. Of course, one with a little bit of margin from Virginia, not putting it into not top corner, but top corner. And then, of course, the goal 3 and 4. Those are the one we definitely need to avoid if we want to get something out of here. But something to build on. Strikers scoring 2 goals. The whole team, I think, overall performed well. Archie Gray, Lucas Bergwall, positive. And then we played against a decent team where they have one Ballon d'Or winner. I think the next one is playing in midfield, Virginia. Wow, what a player.
Just one other one from me on Randall Koulibaly. Even aside from his 2 goals last night, we just saw what he is capable of once he gets a bit of a run in the team and a bit of consistency under his belt.
Yeah, definitely. I think today we saw what hopefully we can expect. I think even 2 goals and assists every game is probably too much. I would love to get that every single game, but as I said the whole time, he came in late with no preseason, not top fit. Had 2 setbacks, especially with the dead leg and then the broken jaw. Today we saw more of it. He's still not top fit, so hopefully will come even more.
Thomas, you mentioned Archie and Lucas there. I mean, how impressive is it for 2 19-year-olds to come to a place like this and play with that kind of fearlessness?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very impressive. It's 2 young players. Said from the beginning, I believe a lot in. Archie was there ready before Monaco, and then unfortunately picked up the calf injury. So we've been waiting for him to be ready again. And today he showed a lot. And the way the 2 of them set up the first goal was also joyful to watch. But mobility, technical, ball handling, mentality, character, I liked it.
Tell us a little bit about your formation tonight as well, and especially that way that midfield worked.
Yeah, we as you can see, the game plan was to really get after PSG, go man. Everyone who's followed me just a tiny bit know that's what I want. I was much more of the identity, that aggressiveness, dynamic into the team, and to do that against PSG that is that fluid and that mobile all over the pitch. I thought we need a more running, full, powerful midfielder across the midfield 4. So yeah.
Tom. Hi Thomas. Just sort of linked to that the team seemed to be much more threatening in attack today. You create a lot more chances, a lot more fluidity. What do you kind of put that down to?
I think a combination of a good response so we had a good performance, so we simply just performed better. I also think that it was a more open game, so when you face teams that is banged in, you probably sometimes meet a little bit different. Today it was more open, and that way we can use mobility of Archie, Lucas, Pape, and then the 2 strikers that work well together.
Jay.
Hi Thomas, I just wanted to ask you about the midfield again. I think it's only the 2nd time this season Lucas, Archie and Pape have all started a game together, and the first one was against Burnley. What made you decide that all 3 of them, because they're a very young trio, could start this game together and all work together?
I think the main bit was a little bit the game plan that we wanted 4 running midfielders, so not a not a winger, or not just because the dynamic to follow their man in the man pressure. That was one thing. And then because I knew when we wanted in these open spaces, and they're so willing runners, that definitely helped in the spaces that created from there.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Pep, obviously you had a lot of belief in the team that you named to start the game. So how disappointing was it, the way they played and the way that first half in particular went?
Yeah, too many changes. So it's a good. Yeah, I what I said always. I believe that the long seasons every 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. Everybody has to involve, but maybe it was too much seeing the result. I think they play to don't make a mistake, instead to play to do what you have to do, and what you are thinking to avoid, to don't punish the team. You are not free, you are not relaxed, but not just with the ball, without the ball. We were close but not aggressive enough, and they are a really, really good team. Congratulate, of course, Leverkusen, but yeah, it's what it is. I take absolutely full responsibility, but also I think I see them, and I like to everybody be involved, be a football player. When you are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, don't play. Is it's tough, but yeah, maybe it was too much. Yeah.
Sure. Pep, was the biggest disappointment that the players who came in today did not make an impact on the match?
They tried to do it. There's never a player, but yeah, when you are in a big team, you have to, show off, and yeah, it's a lack of the other one, but everyone, the guys who come from the bench was the same, and so it was slippery 10 times. Every shoot was blocked, and they are a fantastic team, fantastic players. So I'm not saying the opposite, but yeah, it's maybe with players that play regularly lately, and maybe we'll have be confident for the new players come. So it's a good question, but always I like to be sometimes too nice and to be involved everyone, because I have the feeling, when you have international break, you have 4 or 5 games, and after break, but here are now 3-4 days until March, hopefully. You are not out the FA Cup or Carabao, and there is no human being can sustain it for that, no? And I thought, okay, at home we are in good position in the Champions League. Okay, let's go, let's do it to try. And of course you have weapons in the bench. I think can happen in the second half, but honestly, it didn't work, and I have to accept it.
Does it now put more pressure on the Real Madrid game, knowing you might have to go and get results?
Leeds. Now it's Leeds. Now it's Leeds, and you have still 3 games, and we see what happens.
It's Richard.
Yeah, hi Pep. I mean, you ended up in the playoff round in the Champions League last season. I mean, I guess before tonight you're looking in a very good position. Are you worried now that maybe you're going to end up there again?
I don't anticipate much what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what future is going to happen. It's just now it's don't talk much and clean our heads and go to Leeds.
James.
Hi Pep, you mentioned about the difficulty of playing so many games every couple of days. Given what happened tonight, does that concern you about your squad's ability to cope with all those games?
No, it's impossible to think that they are not good. But that is true. Then when you come, I thought about it. You have the guts to say, okay, I need everybody, part of the group. When you have 22 players and just plays 11, so you don't have 22, you have 11, and the other ones are not enough suited. But it's true that you don't play quite often. When you're not supportive, but you are figures like playing regularly, you feel more comfortable, and everyone play to say, oh, I don't want to do something wrong for the team because I want to help them. But in that moment, you don't do what you have to do. You have to be free and have to make a mistake. We talked about that before. So break the lines and make a movement and go close to the structure and do what you have to do. And if losing mistakes. And football have to be, but not just with and without the ball. You know, there are actions to be close, and we are not there. How many times? And being that, of course, the Legends are fantastic players, break the lines a lot. They put a lot of players inside. Tillman, Massa, moving behind in our structure, they create a problem. The central defender could not jump because there was two strikers threatening behind, so that's why the space is there. So, yeah, you never know, no? At the end, what would happen in the game with another players. I don't have the answer. Everybody thinks, with Erling and with Bernie and with the other one, we should be better. Yeah, now I think, but I don't have the answer. To be honest, I don't have the answer. Maybe not. No, because with that players in the past, always we make incredible performance, sometimes not good. So I don't know. I felt from my instinct, from my gut, so the team is training good. They are incredible good vibe, so let's go. Champions League at home, and we are in good position, and good there, and everybody for the future they count for the next games. You have here, have Fulham, you have Sunderland, Madrid, and a lot of games together. And they cannot play all the time early 95 minutes. Omar is really important for us, for his movements and goals, but it's too much. So it's the first time in my life I've done it, and it was too much. So I realized.
Hi Pep, just on Omar, he's found it hard to get minutes this season so far. Is it difficult to bring him in when you've got Erling there? And does Erling understand that he has to sometimes, even though he might not like it, give up his position to let someone else?
Yeah, Erling was a qualification for for Norway, and was so demanding against Newcastle, and we need that. And I see, I see Omar close to the box, and for the way we play, of course, have attacking midfielders in position there, and the wingers they are better. Not better, specific positions as a winger. Yeah, but it's what you have to do, when in a squad, a lot of games, you have to have, you have to have a lot of, I would say, players to play this amount of competitions that come from World Cup and come next World Cup, and I felt that I need to be involved with that, because Erling cannot sustain all the games 95 minutes, right? In the teams, they make incredible build-up, the association is short, they break the lines, we need fresh legs, we need this, let's go, and after that, we have the tempo that we have to do. Second half, with the guys play a lot of minutes, with Erling play, for example, right? Norway, 90 minutes, and after, they took the celebration, that's fairly enough, and after going to Newcastle, let's recover it, just 3 days. I said, I prefer quality time. I thought quality time, that not in the beginning. I need energy with Erin. Savio and Oscar have incredible pace, intelligent to do it. They were not aggressive enough defensively, but they have good at. That was the thought. And I said, okay, why don't put Tijani, rhythm as well, fresh legs as well, because it was so demanding Newcastle game, and that was the thought. That was too much. It's too much. So John playing national team, is central defender for the national team. Nathan is a safety. Ryan Nuri in the World Cup in the first games played really, really good. Of course, Nick O'Reilly now is a presence in the other one. Kusanov for the pace going inside. Mateo's always play a lot of minutes recently, and I thought, yeah, let's do it, because I trust them. So maybe it's my mistake, I don't know, but I trust them. I like them as a football players, how they train and many things, but maybe I move too much. Yeah. What is?
Correct.
Okay.
Leave it there. Thanks, everyone.
You guys.
There's going to be a lot of criticism of him and his decision making there. There's been a few mistakes recently. What do you make of that, and are you concerned about it?
Well, I think a concern when we concede goals, regardless of who's at fault, I think we have to look at everything with a balanced head. Nick saved us many times. He made some really good saves against Manchester City just 2 days ago. That's the life of a goalkeeper. But I certainly back him.
Chris Wolf.
Eddie, it's 4 successive away defeats in all competitions, the last 3 of which you've taken the lead in as well. How concerning a trend is that you keep throwing away these leads as well?
Yeah, I mean, I never quite know what to say to those questions because, of course, I'm feeling all of that, and that's a big disappointment today because we'd played so well in the first half. You know, we'd done everything, not everything right, but the majority of things right. I think we'd been a threat. We'd been athletically really good. It was a much improved performance than the Brentford game. For me, the performance today was strong. You know, I thought we did carry a goal threat, which at times away from home this year we haven't. You know, I think we had 20 shots in the end, and so I was pleased with a lot of the performance. Of course, the 2 goals, the manner of the goals, disappointing. Yes, chucking away a lead again, very disappointing. Losing away from home, very disappointing. But thought there were positive signs.
And you changed the system as well as some of the personnel. You played Anthony through the middle as well. Can you just explain the thought process there, please?
Well, yeah, twofold really. Protecting Nick and trying to give Nick the energy for his future games, and trying to get Anthony's pace, direct running and speed into the team. And I thought he did well in that first half. I thought he was a contributing factor to our performance. And of course, he played a big part in our press as well. And we regained the ball high at times. And that was all part of playing him.
Thanks, Chris. Lee Ryder.
Eddie, it won't feel like it at the minute, but in the long term, can it be a learning curve, or do you have to move past that and start stepping up in these games? Which way do you look at it?
I think you have to look at every opportunity you get to learn and improve, so we'll do that. But of course, we set high standards for ourselves, and we want to win, and we want to compete against the very best. So there's a big feeling of frustration and disappointment tonight because we feel, not necessarily that we deserve more because we ended up with what we deserved, but there was positive signs today. It was a totally different feeling to West Ham and Brentford. That's a very high-level game. I thought we dealt well with the hostile atmosphere. I thought we dealt well with a lot of what the game threw at us, but we can still do better. We know there's certain areas to improve.
Okay, the gentleman at the back here, please. Right at the back. Sorry, thank you.
Good evening, Eddie. Would you say the atmosphere was hostile? And also, how would you describe the start to the second half? I think it was a bit slow from the team overall. What would you say about it?
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere was great. I mean, these are the games that we want to play in and we want to test ourselves in. I thought, as I said, first half, I thought we dealt with that really well. It was a fast start from us. Yeah, the second half, I think we didn't react well to the goal. I mean, the goal so soon after half-time, it's difficult to know if that's a reaction to half-time or just an action in a game that's cost us. And then we certainly didn't react well enough to the goal. We were on the back foot. The crowd came into the game, and for that period, we weren't at our best.
Okay, the gentleman on the right side here, and then to Keith Downey in the front.
Hi, Eddie. Why do you choose to start without your striker tonight?
Say it again.
Hi, Eddie. Why do you choose to start without your striker tonight, Nick Woltemade?
Oh, right, yeah. No, we had a striker on the pitch, yeah. With Nick, yeah, to rest and rotate Nick because he's giving a lot, and to make sure he's our only fit and available, recognised, like, established number 9, and we have to be very careful with his load. And also when he plays, I want him fresh and able to give his very best. So he's had a really intense period. He did well when he came on, though. I thought he helped our performance.
Hi, Eddie. At half-time, there's a gap of 9 points between yourselves and Marseille, and by the finish, it's down to 3 points. Where does this result leave you in the Champions League?
Well, it leaves us a little bit bruised right this second, but we'll come back. We've got some great games ahead. This competition was never going to be straightforward for us. It was never going to be plain sailing. It's the elite competition it is because you're going to be challenged and stretched, and it will make us a better team for all these experiences. Today's a tough one to take, but the lads are robust, they're experienced, and we're ready to fight back.
wants to get us underway. Davido?
Congratulations for the win, first of all. What does... congratulations for the win, first of all. What do you think this win can do to Chelsea when you win a big game like this?
For me, personally, it's, as you said, it's a big win, especially because the other team was Barcelona. But nothing changed in terms of what team we are, what we can achieve. So for sure it's important tonight game, but no more than that. It's finished. Now focus on the next one that it's difficult again.
Nizar?
Hi, Enzo. I was wondering what you said to both Estevao and Liam Delap after their goals. I guess both were in very different situations of confidence. I wondered what you said to them after the match and how they might take that forward.
No, the message, anyway, for Estevao, he had very good game, not only for the goal, because he helped a lot the team in the way we were pressing. Liam also need this kind of, moment goal, because he's back from injury. I think against Burnley he was quite good, but it's a 9, it's a striker, and they need goal. But tonight we scored 3, I think 3 more or 2 more, I don't remember, disallowed, 3 more disallowed. So I think we create enough to, to win the game.
Second row, please. Yep.
Sí, yo creo que la sensación que yo tenía, que era también 11 contra 11, que no, estamos bien, estamos en control del partido, no estamos concediendo nada. Yo creo que lo sabéis mejor que yo. El Barcelona es un equipo que se encuentra cómodo si tiene el balón y cuando no le tiene le cuesta más. Nosotros somos un equipo que queremos el balón y entonces la clave era tener el balón como siempre hacemos, hacerle correr, porque cuando corren sin balón le cuesta un poco más y hacer el proceso que siempre intentamos hacer para crear ocasiones y como acabo de decir, hemos marcado 3. Hemos tenido 3 goles que han sido anulados, hemos tenido más ocasiones, entonces yo creo que el equipo ha estado muy bien.
Gary?
Enzo, to beat a team like Barcelona so convincingly in front of your own fans, the players must be buzzing in that dressing room. It's a feeling you want to feel, they want to feel time and time again. Is that almost your team talk ahead of Sunday?
The feeling was very good, especially as you said, because it was at home with our fans. It's always nice to share this kind of moment. But now I told the players, next 48 hours, completely switch off, have a rest, recovery energy, because then Sunday we have Arsenal. But my message after the game was just, recovery energy, that in this moment is the most important thing. And then from Friday we start to think about Arsenal.
But it's important to use a result like this, performance like this, a night like this as a springboard to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's we need to keep the momentum, because it's very nice, and it's much more easy to recover energy when you win games, for sure.
Jacob?
Enzo, he's young, so I know that it's easy to sort of get carried away with the hype a little bit, but the goal from Estevao, did it remind you a little bit of Messi when the way he did that?
No, the goal from Estevao reminded me the goal he scored against us in the Club World Cup. That is very similar, same action. Estevao needs relax. He needs to enjoy. He needs to session. He needs to play football. Him, Lamine, they are so young with 18 that if you start to talk about Messi, Ronaldo, I think it's too much pressure for young boy like them. 18, they need to enjoy. They need to arrive at the training ground, happy, session. But when you start to compare them with Messi or with Ronaldo, I think it's too much for them.
Third row, please. Yep.
Quería preguntar en particular por la salida de balón.
¿Qué importancia le das hoy a la paciencia y la claridad que mostró tu equipo? Eso te hace para aprovechar la prioridad que encontraste.
No, para mí la claridad de la construcción es la base de nuestro fútbol. Nosotros prácticamente nos pasamos el 80%, el 85% de las sesiones de entrenamiento en la construcción del balón, a cómo poder atacar, a cómo poder hacer daño al rival. Lógicamente tienes que tener un balance entre las dos cosas, con balón y sin balón. Pero vuelvo a decir, el Barcelona es un equipo que si tú le das el balón, se encuentra cómodo. Entonces tenemos que quitárselo lo más rápido posible y nosotros tenerlo lo más posible.
Ben.
Hi Enzo, do you think a result like tonight was almost catalysed by beating PSG in the Club World Cup? Did that final unlock something in the group that then helped you this evening?
Yeah, for sure, winning the Club World Cup give to the players, the confidence that they need. Last year we were playing conference, and I said many times that for me personally, if you want to build a winner mentality, there is only one way: winning games. Because otherwise, if you don't win games, it's difficult to convince the player, guys, we are building a winner mentality, but we don't win. It's difficult. So the only way is any competition, conference, Champions League this season, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao, win games is the only way to build, the winner mentality. And I think the conference and the Club World Cup last season helped a lot. And now we are trying to do exactly the same. For sure, the players, they are better players in this moment compared to last season because we spend more time together.
James.
Hi, Enzo. Just back on Esteval. I mean, you obviously want to protect him. He's a young boy, start of his career. Does it get harder to do that when he plays that well?
No, to be honest, because if he doesn't play, Pedro Neto play wide in his position, and Pedro is good, and we are happy with Pedro. We try just to depends the game plan. We use 11 players. Tonight we decide, probably in the most difficult game of the season, we decide to play with Esteval. So I'm not a manager that I don't allow player to play minutes. It's just the game plan. The game plan decide always the first 11. This is the reason why we changed so much, and you say that we are unpredictable. But it's the game plan. The game plan define the first 11. Now the next one is Arsenal. The game plan that not always is good, sometimes also is wrong, define the first 11. And Esteval, when the game plan is for him, he's going to play. And for sure he's going to play many games because he's very good.
Okay, we'll have to end it there, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.